Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right, this is going to be a reading on Stacey Abrams. Somebody asked how she was doing. So, looked her up and Googled her and hit the news. She had started a nonprofit called Fair Fight, which was supposed to help voters' rights in Georgia. But they're running into some financial issues here. The far right the Fair Fight political and advocacy organization that Stacey Abrams founded is laying off staffers. They're laying off 19 of 25 staffers due to battles over the voting rights that have racked up massive legal bills. Currently, they're looking to restructure Fair Fight. It has $1.9 million in cash, but it has $2.5 million in debt. So letting go of staff, cutting back on consultants and such is probably to reduce cash flow. Hopefully they can raise more cash so that their assets outweigh their debts. But it's their priority right now are these lawsuits that they filed to help with voting rights in Georgia. And it's been a difficult fight. There's been changing political climates. It's been an uphill struggle, long and short of it. So let's take a look at the energy around Stacey Abrams, Fair Fight, and what's coming next for her. Okay, disappointing. We'd love to see Fair Fight raising millions, still not having a lot of debt, and winning their court cases. That doesn't appear to be what's happening. But again, let's see what happens. It's maybe at a low point right now. Maybe they're ready for a bounce back. Entertainment purposes only. What's going on with Stacey Abrams and Fair Fight? What's the energy around her and that organization? Queen of Pentacles. I think she believes the organization is still valuable. Its mission is still valuable, but right now they have to take care of their money issues. They have more debts than assets, and that needs to be righted. I do think that they did not. Nobody wants to lay off 75% of your staff, but in this case, the lawsuits are the big picture, and they're trying to keep the big picture going for that. Crossed with the Page of Wands. I think they still have a long ways to go with their court cases. They're still early on with their court cases, and that really is their mission, is to get those voter rights secured. That's, again, big picture stuff. I think the smaller stuff was getting people registered to vote and things along those lines, but these lawsuits are the big picture item. Underneath it is the agreements and the contracts. This is, if we're looking at this, it's going to be about the restructuring. How do we get this path going forward? And, how do we restructure? Can they get debts forgiven? So some companies, they don't collect on the debt, but they get the tax write-off instead because it's an uncollectible debt. There's going to be negotiations going on between that. Let's see how this goes. In the past is the Queen of Wands. I believe this is Stacey Abrams in this group in Georgia, leading the fight and bringing the lawsuits, doing what they needed to do to protect voters' rights. Current situation is a mess just because, again, the political landscape has changed, the legal landscape has changed, and Fair Fight is not facing a fair fight. Let's just say that they're really sailing into headwinds here. And how are they going to get out of this situation to keep themselves solvent? Restructuring is one way to do it. I don't. The 7. I could say it's chapter 7. I don't know what chapter 7 is. I suppose I could look it up real quick, but I'm not going to. 7. We'll just leave it at 7 of Wands. They're looking for ways to stay afloat, to keep this thing going and keep their message going forward. It's not going to be easy. This is in some ways, this is Fair Fight's toughest fight, is getting through the legal cases and keeping funded on that one. Let's see what the outcome is. 2 of Wands. That could be worse cards there, certainly. the outcome from all this is looking to the future. It's again looking at fair fight and does fair fight have a future? Can we carry our values and keep this message going forward, or is this just too much to overcome? So we'll see. We'll leave it with that, and then we'll follow up on it. Maybe have a GoFundMe. Works for Trump. Sell some gold sneakers. Maybe Fair Fight needs to sell gold sneakers and NFTs. Trump can really fleece his... he's a con man. He's really good at fleecing people. Can you imagine how much money QVC would make if Donald Trump was on there hawking their wares? Between him and Alex Jones and Mike Lindell. Oh. Make anybody rich. They should have their own TV show. The My Pillow guy, Donald Trump. And Alex Jones. We'll put these herbal supplements in your pillow and then sell it to you for $500 a pillow. Random thoughts that go through David's head. All right. What's going to be the outcome of Fair Fight? How are they going to be able to stay solvent? Come on down. World card. Actually, I think it might be coming to an end. Knight of Swords. Walking away. Oh, that's not good. Page of Swords. The Hierophant. I think Fair Fight is done. I think they're going to try and restructure, but it's just... The restructuring is just to close up the loose ends. I just see it. They're walking away. This would be like filing for bankruptcy protection. I don't think they're going to be able to restructure and get away with this. Well, I mean, when you restructure debt, that's a bankruptcy, right? But will it get back on its feet? I just don't think. I think what really happens here is they have to abandon their legal cases. Even though the legal cases are, from their point of view, is the most important thing, it's just the timing. They don't have the winds at their back. You know, you could go forward with it, but it's just you're throwing good money after bad type of thing. You have to wait. You're just going to have to bide your time and wait for the environment to change and see if you can bring it up again after that. So I expect Fair Fight is probably going to go away by those cards right there. This is not something I would wish, but maybe it's something that needs to happen. Maybe Stacey Abrams needs to focus her attention on something else. Okay. What's next for Stacey Abrams? That was what originally this reading was going to be about, but I saw the whole Fair Fight thing, so I think that's where her attentions are. What's coming up next for Stacey Abrams? Where is she needed? What does she need to do? What's her next challenge beyond Fair Fight? Stacey Abrams. Let's see. Working on campaigns, working on raising money, working on the elections that are coming up. This woman works. In some ways, she seems unstoppable with her energy. And she's really good with money and fundraising and getting the values out there and providing value. Solid. She's not going to be sitting home crying in her Wheaties. You know what I mean? She's out there working and doing stuff. If Fair Fight doesn't pan out, Fair Fight doesn't pan out. She's got work to do. Cross with the Six of Swords. I think this is kind of working on the money issues as you move away from Fair Fight and onto your next project here. Temperance. She might, and maybe this is even saying she's going to take a break from her busy schedule. I was saying she's working, raising money and stuff like that. she might need to take a break for a little bit and just regroup and just breathe for a little bit, gather herself and figure out, okay, what's next? So when I'm asking what's next for her after Fair Fight, it might be just take a break and figure out what's next. What can you do? Where are your values best put to use? In the past, you've got the Seven of Cups, integrity, illusions, delusions. I think she had high hopes that Fair Fight would, she'd be elected, or this is kind of the bamboozling of election interference, and that Fair Fight was going to really start fighting this. That's what she wanted done. She wanted to bring value back to the Georgia elections. But again, the timing didn't work out for her. And, again, part of being integral is taking the good with the bad. It's like, you planted a fruit tree and it's starting to bear fruit, but it's not enough fruit and it's sour. So this is maybe not the time to pull off the fruit from that tree and sell it. You might need the tree to mature a little bit more before it's ready for ripe picking. What's next for her? I don't think this is the look at me card. I think this is mustering the troops, and when she figures out what her next project is, it's going to be gathering the troops. So get over there, calm down, get your head on straight, figure out what your next thing of value is, and then gather up your troops and go forward with your new message. She is so fantastic at messaging. And it may be that this is, again, going back to the community work and getting community members out to vote, getting young people out to vote. This was that core thing she was really, really good at, was reading the room and getting folks out to vote. And, maybe her political fights would be the greatest thing on the long term, but you've got some short-term goals. We have an election coming up in 2024. She's a magician. She can manifest this. She can get, okay, we may not be able to get this, but she can get these. She's shown she can get voters out. She can get the vote out. She can get people to show up and lead the charge. Woman of action, or that strong action that she's taking there. I think, honestly, with Stacey Abrams, she just needs to figure out where she's most needed, and being of service and leading. Again, she is a leader. She is a great person at rallying the troops. She's fantastic at messaging. She can create gold out of lead. She can pull things right out of the ether and manifest. Fantastic. So I think that's what she's got to do. Will this, and no, little four-carder, will her next big action be to get out the vote in Georgia? Her next big action would be to get the vote out in Georgia. Right? Is that what we're going? If it's not, what would be her next big action in Georgia? We have agreements in the High Priestess coming up. And it's playing in the back of my mind is what it's going to tell me is her cabinet post that she's going to get after this is all said and done. Let's see what happens. There's the High Priestess card. What's her next thing? Using her wisdom, her knowledge, and tapping into her wisdom and knowledge. Five of Swords, winner takes all. Just, this is knowing when to cut bait. When you can't win. When you can't win, you just got to cut bait and move on. And that was the other card that popped up. The agreements. And keeping a lid on things. She knows what she needs to do next. She may not tell people what she's going to do, but I think she already knows what she needs to do next. And I think she's really good and I could be wrong. I don't know her personally. I'm just, again, I'm a random dude on the internet reading tarot cards. But her wisdom is basically, I know they're doing that restructuring, but either she or somebody's telling her, hey, look, you can't win these lawsuits. Let's negotiate the debt. Let's get this thing off the table. And you know what you need to do. Just trust your instinct, trust your intuition. You know what you need to do on this one. Okay, not exactly what I was asking, but that's the answer I'm getting. Um, she she knows what she needs to do. It's divinely guided, trusting her intuition. Her guides and angels will lead her, and she'll follow, type of thing. She'll be exactly where we need her to be when we need her to be there. Count on it. Okay, we'll just leave it at this point. There'll be more time to read on Stacey Abrams as more news breaks, and then we can get a better focus on the guideposts of where she's going. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your likes and your shares and all your kind words and everything you do to feed the algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently, welcome. I'm glad you found us. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.